What's happening, Will?
What's up, man?
Why don't you tell us about your sweet skiff you got here?
Well, got me a tunnel master here. A couple of custom ideas I had was mounting the trolling motor the way it is so I can still see the head if I'm up in the back of the boat, if I got somebody up front fishing. I really enjoy the raised console in the back there because it leaves so much more cockpit space, and it gives me a better line of sight driving the boat, especially with that big old 12-inch Lowrance on there.
That does help. Even the blind folks like us.
And I really enjoy how, with it being set up like this, you can rearrange anything you want to throw on the boat. You have so much more space. Like, I'll take the family out, my wife, and I got 3 daughters, and they can all sit in here comfortably with all of our camp gear, just because of how much ample space you have with this setup back here. So it's, dual purpose. You got your line of sight and you're up out of the way, and you got so much more space down here. You don't have a console and a bait well taking up all that space.
And I will add, we're not going to show too much of where we're at, but this is a sweet, swampy area with a sweet, super sweet campsite.
Camp out here often.
Get back to that old Florida. Nobody's out here bothering you.
Yep.
And family time, like you said.
That's another thing with these inflatable boat seats. They're pretty slick. They end up fitting perfect in there. And you're sitting lower to the ground, so if I'm out here ripping this boat around, because this boat will do some things, you're not up high feeling tippy and like you're gonna fall out of the boat. You're planted with that, and it's something you can't do if you got a console in the middle of the boat. You can't run down seats like that.
A little bit more floor space.
Just everything about this boat was thought out for a purpose, and it was executed awesomely. And we got the custom pulling platform. I went with a step. Give you a little bit more bite when you're climbing up there. A little bit of a backrest when I'm standing up here. And really it's all around multi-use boat. It'll run super skinny. It'll pull really well. But then you have all of this space and the way it's laid out, so you can throw the whole family in here and do a lake day or go camping, or you can still fish the way you want to fish in a poling skiff. It does both things very, very well. And I opted to go with the safe floor as opposed to any of your Eva foam options. Just, it cleans up super nice. It's still comfortable like the foam, but it's a little bit more grippy in my opinion, which is, safety first.
Slip trips and falls are never a good time.
That'll end your trip quick.
How did you tell us a little bit about the color? Because there's always been, what was your theme here?
Well, I did just shy of 7 years in the Army, so I'm a sucker for the Army green and tans. You can tell by my Yeti up there. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I love the greens and the tans. I think the contrast between the two ended up really nice. And, you see me from a couple hundred yards away, you're going to know it's me, which isn't always the best thing, but,
Give and take. It's a give and take. That's awesome. That is awesome. What kind of storage? What do you got? We'll start at the front. What do we got here? We got the Minn Kota plug and play.
Yeah, I just want something with spot lock to fish dock lights at night a little bit easier, and it pops off real quick, so when we're up there fly fishing, you're not getting line tangled over. And that was another thought about this, was not having any cleats or lights or anything up there to get fly line snagged on other than that, but they just pop that off, no problem. That's why we went with the mushroom style push pull holders too, so fly line won't get snagged on them.
Great job, Jeff, with Hammer Tech.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Well, I mean, It's not
Great
set up
googly
to-
moogly. Look at all the space.
It's not set up to show. You know, I use the boat. It's not a show boat.
It's awesome.
But I got all kinds of stuff in there. All your Coast Guard stuff, 2 batteries, 6-gallon tank, bunch of fly gear, throwable.
What do you got? You got 3 fly rods?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Another custom thing we thought of too was having rod holders on either side of the boat, which isn't new, but having them one side one direction, the other side a different direction. So if you got somebody on the front that needs to switch for some reason real quick, they can pull that 9-foot fly rod out their direction. Or if I'm in the back and I need to grab one for whatever reason, I can pull them out of this side. You don't have to have everyone run to the bow to pull them out the same direction. You can, doesn't matter where you are on the boat, you can pull that 9-foot fly rod out easily.
Hardcore fly fishermen, sometimes fly fishermen.
Pretty much fly or die. Unless,
Nice.
well,
Nice.
I say that, but you know, I'll toss some bait out there with the kids here and there.
That's actually why I enjoy children on the boat, so that way I can.
So that way I can use bait and not get judged, right?
It's for the kids, fellas. It's for the kids. Got the turtle box.
Gotta have the turtle box.
Such a game changer too. I try to tell people the best part, like you said, if you're out camping, if you're out on the sandbar, and you go somewhere else, it can go with you.
Yep. It's not permanently attached to the boat or your side-by-side or your truck or whatever. Like you said, go anywhere you want to go. It goes with you. And the fact that they're indestructible.
That also helps. That also helps. So you got all the safety gear up front, you got all your weight up front, it seems like, and then you still got those 2 compartments
so much
there.
Back here too. I keep a dry box in here just to keep important papers and rain jacket and you know,
You're just in case.
random stuff, pliers, lighter, your just in case stuff. On that side, we usually throw like a dry bag with a first aid kit in there, so it's quick for me to get to if ever need be. Battery switches on that side and fuses.
What's your primary use of this? Is it hardcore fishing? Is it family outings? Is it adventure? Or is it just catch all?
It's really both. It's family outings and it's hardcore shallow water fishing. That's why this boat's the way it's set up. It's just perfect to do both.
What about the? Tell us about the oyster dragging adventure. I'm not going to tell you where we were, but we were getting into some skinny water. We were pulling just fine, and we got to where, I mean, it doesn't matter what boat you're in, you're not gonna pull over what we were at, and it happened to be an oyster bed, and there was no way around it. So we hopped out, and we drug this thing over the oyster bed, and it was not, I didn't know what to expect. I've drug little 14-foot skimmer skiff I had a few years ago over oyster beds, and it's pretty effortless. But that's a small little boat with a 25 horse on it. This is bigger. So at first I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. We might get stuck, but we drug it over just fine. It slid right over, and the fact that it's all aluminum, so it's light and it can handle being drug over that. You can drag a fiberglass boat over oyster beds, you get a couple years of doing it, and then you're gonna have some problems. You got some issues to address.
This thing, you get a couple scratches on the bottom of it, but what boat don't have scratches?
What's the you talk about the skimmer? What other have you? Is this this isn't your first boat then?
I lost count of how many boats I've had. No, it's been close to, I'd say around 10 boats over the years. And every time, you think it's perfect, it's everything you want, but you're buying a boat that was already built, and then you run it around for a while, and you're like, man, I want to change this. I wish it was this, or I wish I had that. And don't get me wrong, you can customize a boat as you go. You can make changes and tweaks, but you can't really change the geometry of the boat. The the boat hull is what it is. And then once you get a boat and then you want to change a bunch of stuff and you're throwing more money at it. So with this, it was really awesome to see it being built. You see the progress, and you can throw your ideas at them, and they make it happen. So, out of the 10 boats or so that I've had, this is the boat I've always wanted. It's the combination of all the things I've learned that I want and don't want through the years, built. My vision was built.
Hell yeah! So this would be your first then custom made boat.
This is my first custom built boat. Yes.
Right on. What do you like more, being on the boat or driving the boat?
I love driving this boat. This thing will rip. This is also my first boat where you're raised up here. Like I've said, I've had boats with consoles or a lot of tiller boats. Tiller boats are a lot of fun. You can do this boat in a tiller, and it's a lot of fun too. But being up here, it's a game changer. But a little bit of a learning curve when you're ripping around real tight corners. You're higher up. So it's not the boat, it's all me. I had to put my big boy pants on because this boat will do more than I can do.
That's good though. I mean, you gotta know your limitations, and you want to be, like you said, you want to be safe.
Yeah.
And it's always it's a good time.
But you'll see what this boat will rip.
And I do.
It'll rip in very, very, very little water.
I definitely remember going out and I think in the tiller boat, and you and Dan going, "This boat will run super skinny," and I'm going, "What are you talking about?"
I don't think you realize how skinny we were. I think you were just focused on ripping and getting us where we were going, and I'm looking down. I'm like, that's ground. Speaking of all of that, I might add a jack plate to it. It doesn't really need it. I think adding a jack plate, you can really push it even further, but for the most part, I don't need to push it that far. The boat will do what I want it to do. But the jack plate definitely make it run a little shallower, but do you need to?
Right. No, absolutely. If you're gonna, it gets to that point where you start threading that line just as thin as you can, and then you're talking, 50 pounds of weight here or there makes a difference at that point. Whereas this seems to be, like you said,
the boat is balanced very well.
Throw all your stuff in and go.
Yeah. And that's a Hatsu 60. Plenty of power for this. It jumps up on plane. And it's pretty quick. And it's quiet. Well, I don't know if it's motor being quiet or the turtle box just being phenomenal, but you can hear turtle box over the engine all day.
Now you talk about motor being quiet, and you said you had aluminum boats previously. A lot of questions we get are how loud the boat is, and tunnel slap and hull slap. What's been your honest Abe here?
Well, I think an aluminum boat inherently is going to make more noise than a fiberglass boat. I've yet to scare a redfish off with it, if that says anything, in the shallow water, pulling in, but I tend to scare more fish with my push-pull foot than I do the boat. You always find that rock.
I think we're all guilty of that moment every once in a while.
No, but with having the foam up in the front and everything, it's not loud. It's not a complaint. When you buy an aluminum boat, aluminum boats. You can cut that part out. Aluminum boats. Aluminum boats make more noise than a fiberglass boat. There's no way around that, really.
Nature of the beast.
But I prefer an aluminum boat because of all the things that aluminum boat can do and do well that your typical fiberglass boat can't do.
Look at these. Can you see the fish right there? Look at them. Oh, gee.
Bunch of red ears and bluegills. There's a lot of life out here.
It's so nice to see. Thanks, Bahio Sunglasses, for letting us see these fish.
You put them over the lens?
I did for a moment.
Throw it down.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and it's so nice to be able to get out, get away.
This is a cool spot. You bring your kids and, like I said, camp out. Little beachy area.
And you can find them everywhere. You just got to go out and explore. And
That's a big thing we do, is explore. That's half that's half of it. It's finding things, finding new things, and I guess that's the definition of exploring. Huh?
right, but it's part of the adventure makes it. Not having a plan is part of the plan.
Yep.
Which
I like
sounds
that. That sounds awesome.
it makes it real.
Yep.
Because there's that little bit of uncertainty. I really want to catch one of these fish now on a fly rod. Coming back tomorrow.
You can catch one. I got a couple little flies. Look at that one.
That's it. Yeah, I've seen a couple
studs over there.
There's a couple.
Little bass that come up here too. They're not scared. They'll come right up.